It is 6:50 a.m. here in California, and we are live from the EPARTRADE studio in Los Angeles. Welcome to Race Industry Week 2021, Day 5. I am Francisque Savignan, the founder and CEO of EPARTRADE, the global online platform for the performance and racing industry. This is our last day. We had, 4 incredible days behind us, and this is going to be another really good one. We have people watching us again today from all over the world. As I said, every time when we opened the show, we had more than 110 countries represented in attendance, and that just shows you how easy and convenient it is when you're online. With one click on your tablet, your smartphone, your computer, you can connect the industry from absolutely everywhere in the world. And as a matter of fact, we've been amazed by the amount of support we have received from the industry, and we're humbled and thrilled with the participation and the endorsement we have received. I mean, we built this platform for the industry, but it's really the industry that's making it work. So thank you to each and every one of you out there, for being with us this entire time. With me this morning are Judy Kim, the co-founder of EPARTRADE, and our special guest today, Mr. John Warniak. Judy?
Thank you. Boy, was yesterday a great day. I mean, boy, having AEM on here, I'm sure John saw that, all the EV technology, all the OEMs. We had new suppliers on here presenting, ones I've never heard of before, and that's the magic of this platform. There are constantly going to be new companies on this platform, so buyers could continuously come back. The days of showcasing, launching new product at the end of the year trade shows, that's days of the past. Companies are launching new product all year long. And that's the magic that we see on this platform. So yesterday was a great day. Today's going to be just as good. We have NASCAR later. I mean, it's unbelievable this entire week. So John, welcome this morning.
Good morning. Good morning, amigos. And thanks for having me on today. I'd have to say welcome to all the EPARTRADE subscribers and people listening in around the world. 110 countries, fantastic. But yeah, this is basically welcome to the golden age of new performance and racing, kicked off by Race Industry Week 2021.
How did you enjoy this week, John?
Oh, fantastic. I think, when we had a great week of what I'll call frontline speakers and leaders and visionaries from around the world in the racing industry. And fantastic content. But I want to make a point, and this was an observation of all week, content is only half of what I'll call the winning equation. The other half is context. And if you think of content, content in engineering terms is a scalar. It has magnitude. And a great example of a scalar is temperature. It has magnitude, but no direction. But when you take literally content and add it to context, context, on the other hand, in engineering terms, is what is known as a vector. It's example of basically force and magnitude in a direction. And Race Industry Week is a force, and it combined the content and the context of that. I mean, Paul's interviews with so many great leaders of our industry and the other folks, sponsors and other folks that were on, they provided the content, but they put it in context for the EPARTRADE listeners from around the world. And with that winning combination, you need both. And with the digital twin, if you will, I like to call EPARTRADE, and the death of the conventional trade show, you need content and context with a digital platform. Just like John Kilroy said, there was a hole in the internet. EPARTRADE came along and filled that void with Race Industry Week and all the great content, and more importantly, the context, what we heard all week.
Well, thank you, John. And you played a big part. I mean, what we wanted to do this week, there is really 2 big goals. First, we wanted to have a true global presentation because travel has been so difficult in the past year. So we wanted to, have speakers and participation from absolutely everywhere in the world. It's been fun to travel, this week. We traveled around, came back here. We finished the day, we had yesterday from Australia. I mean, we went pretty much every place. And actually, we're going to go back to Europe this morning with the World Rally Championship. And so that was one thing that was really important to us. The other thing is we wanted to cover absolutely every aspect of the industry, from F1 to grassroots and everything in between. And
absolutely, not just the racing part of it, but I like what a lot of the speakers talked about, the youth. Mark Miles talked about that. And it was great having Mark Rushbrook crawl in from Australia. Fantastic. So truly is a global industry with already a day ahead of time there. But when you think about why people race, particularly why companies and organizations race, they race for three reasons. One is to solve complex problems. Two, demonstrate technology on the world stage through racing. And third, inspire the next generation of what we call STEM and STEAM leaders, engineers and marketing leaders as well. And that's what a lot of people talked about, the next generation of you, if you will, of attracting the next generation of fans and leaders and engineers to racing and the next generation company. And you talk about what I'll call WTF, and that WTF is watts to freedom. It's not what you might think it is. And
I like that.
It truly is WTF. We talked about that with Jake Hawksworth and Dave Cole from King of the Hammers, and I want to get to some of that as well. But today's automobile and truck is basically 100 million lines of software code and 2,000 microchips that most of the industry can't even get their hands on. Compare that to like a Boeing 767 or an F-35 Raptor. They only have 2 to 10 million lines of code, similar to a race car. With 100 million lines of software and 2,000 chips, that's just way too complex. Racing can show the industry how to get it much more reduced in terms of complexity and in terms much more reliable, or you'd never finish races like the Indy 500 or Le Mans or Petit Le Mans or any of the other great races we heard about all week.
No, you're absolutely spot on, and I, I mean, your presentation on Tuesday with the new technologies was fascinating. So what I really also enjoyed this week, and that was part of our goal too, to cover every racing series as well, from NASCAR to IndyCar, F1, and everybody in between, but. The technology, and then also you mentioned the fans, like how promoters are engaging with new audiences. We had Grid Life Monday, just a whole new way of producing event and engaging with youth and new audience, and then new technology that's bringing new engineers in the industry. We had Beth Parada yesterday evening.
Yeah,
we had so it's been a really good week, and it's not finished. We have an awesome day at all.
Yeah, today's just the white flag, and a lot of things
we have
on the white flag.
Mike Shank, who won the Indy 500. Then we're going to talk rally with the World Rally Championship, then Rally America. Then we have a series of tech webinars with our friends from IBAC K1.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, you got Antron Brown, Brian Herta.
And at Charway, we're going to have Jason from Music City Grand Prix. We produced a stunning event this year in Nashville. We're going to have NASCAR talking about next gen car. We'll speed diagnostic on oil analysis. We've got Brian Herta, and we end the day with Stefan Papadakis talking about new audience, like a genius, like Mr. Drifting, Mr. Sport Compact, Mr. Cool, and I mean, it's true. It's that's good.
We talked about a lot of the new trends, and today's different. There's no doubt about it. How does the racing industry worldwide appeal to the conventional fans and our traditional fans, but how does it appeal to the next generation as well? They want to identify, and it was quite a few, I think it was John Doonan from IMSA was talking about it. He basically said fans want to identify with the brands and the technologies on the track. So you look at the 7 short years of Formula E, Extreme E. We'll be having the first King of the Hammers electric vehicle trophy truck and EV races coming up next month, January, out at King of the Hammers. Unbelievable stuff. And what that's attracting. Is it, are we at the tipping point for electric vehicles for you and I to have them? Maybe, 2% or so of the market share now, but it's coming. There's no doubt.
Hey, John, let me say this, John, thank you for all your insight and helping and inspiring us. We really appreciate that. You are so connected.
Well, it's an honor to be with you folks, and I'm looking forward to today, and got some great ideas for next year as well. So I was looking forward.
The concept for EPARTRADE is basically, in my opinion, there's a big hole in the internet. So the internet started many years ago, but there's never been an online business community for racers on the World Wide Web. The need for EPARTRADE is actually quite obvious. Basically, people in the business of auto racing need a place online to hang out and get their problems solved.
It's extremely simple for a buyer or for a supplier to interact on the platform. The first thing you need to do is sign in, which is free. And the second thing is, when you see a product that you're interested in, all you need to do is click on request more information. If it's a company, you click on request more information, and then from there, it is forwarded directly to the buyer or to the supplier.
You can go to epartrade.com, you become part of a community of businesses in racing, and it makes sourcing products much easier than just on the internet or using Google.
At EPARTRADE, there is no e-commerce. It's literally a connection just like at a trade show. So now, any time of the year, a buyer could reach out to a supplier through an email.
More than that, it's a place to go just to keep current every day. So it's a good place to start your workday in your racing business or in your offices of your professional race team. And you know you're current when it comes to new technology, industry news, technical papers, technical videos, all of that and more. We're not looking for a million hits per day. All we want is people who are really the volume buyers of racing products in the racing industry to be part of the little world of EPARTRADE. We have racing businesses participating from around the world. So you get suppliers from around the world, you get buyers from around the world.
EPARTRADE really eliminates having to travel, closing down your shop. Now you have a place to showcase globally your racing product and technology.
There are two types of people, racers and everyone else. Racer Magazine is for those who believe that racing is a way of life. Racer embodies the excellence that defines a sport driven by passion, courage, and ingenuity. Get 1 year of both Racer's print and digital edition for only $39 with instant access to our entire digital issue archive. Subscribe now at info.racer.com.